Good afternoon, good folks. How's everybody doing? It's your boy Ed from Atlanta. It is another gorgeous freaking Saturday, man. It's so nice here. I wish I could just put this in my pocket and hold on to it for the year and just ration it out, a little bit at a time, just in case, But anyway, how's you guys' day going? How was your week? Hope everything was good. On this end, just working as usual. Striving to stay positive, learning to become unbothered about things. And, I'm just really in a space now where I am dealing with my truth. So just kind of, and continuing on with last week's conversation, we spoke about manifestation. We talked about believing in yourself. Believing in one another, encouraging one another, pushing forward, and really just being the best version of yourself. So for me to live in my truth means there are some things that I had to come to grips with. One of which is I am lacking discipline, hence all the weight. I'm working on that. But I would even dare say a bigger one, and it's something that I have dealt with all my life. And initially, it was a battle and it was a struggle for many different reasons. I don't know that I'll be able to get into all of it today, but I'm going to do my best to give you what I have. So I was molested as a child, and that planted a seed in me. And that seed led to my later on living a homosexual lifestyle. Now, I'm 41, so growing up, I think I was probably the last of an era of gay men who stayed in the closet. Because you didn't go around willfully talking about your sexual exploitations and your sexual preferences and whatnot, not as a gay man or a gay woman, because you would get clowned, you would get ridiculed, you would be rejected, you would get ostracized, you could probably get your ass beat up. So, you had to learn how to fight to defend yourself. Because for me, as a young man growing up, as I became a teenager, because I've always been a really private person, just in general. That's just my nature. You never knew what I was doing, but because my voice isn't so deep, I didn't have a lot of male influence in my life, and that's not necessarily always a recipe for a particular brand of femininity. But for me, there was a particular brand of femininity with which I carried myself, and I was unaware that I was even doing it. I never knew. And typically the dudes that I would mess around with, we call them trade in Florida. I don't know what y'all call them there. That's going to be a guy who, typically he's bisexual. He got an old lady, might have a wife, some side chicks, and, he has added you to his plate and he's smashing. Well, for a long time, I lived that lifestyle, and I had a few little people here and there, and it was a badge of honor at one point, because you just have to understand, again, I'm not going to be able to dig into all of it today. When you are molested, and then on top of that, you're being abused, you tend to cling to the first person who shows you any semblance of love and affection. And for me, for a person to show me that they cared for me and that they thought of me in a decent manner, having been molested, and my molester at a certain point, to a certain extent, protecting me, hell, you was nice to me as a dude. Shit, I thought I was supposed to give the body up. And I did. Several times. Became infatuated with it. I realized years later that what that was an addiction to sex, because much like a drug addict or an alcoholic, you've got to have something there. You've got to find something that can fill that void, that can alleviate the pressure of that loneliness. And for me, it was being booted over. Or, you know, if I could just be blunt, on my knees, because I'm tired of living life behind a curtain peeking out at motherfuckers. This is me. This is me. Now, that's not to say I be around here snapping for the kids and doing it for the cheering, because I don't do it for the cheering. You know what I'm saying? I'm very respectful, very respectable, and to just walk up or just see me pass by, I'm not giving flame. You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving flame. I don't give flame, because that ain't never been the thing that attracted the particular dudes that I like. You know, of course, that was also not being true to myself, but being true to myself, I'm just a chill dude. I just so happen to be attracted sexually to men. So I'm stepping into myself, and I'm getting so comfortable in my skin. And to be honest, the more comfortable I become, the more truthful I can become. And the hope is that ultimately, you know, I continue to push through the things that I need to push through. I'll share another thing with you. For a long time, and I still battle with. Like, I'm sexually attracted to men, but at the same time, I'm 41. It's 2023. I don't know what the fuck going on out this bitch. I don't know what's going on. I don't. And it ain't no shade to nobody, but niggas got titties up top, dick down bottom. Niggas is out this bitch studded out with grills in their mouth, booted over, goddamn screaming to the top of their goddamn lungs. And then they don't know how to pick a side. Conversation for another day's frustration. I don't recognize this place. So for me, that honestly has helped me to, for the most part, continue on in my abstinence. It's better for me to be abstinent than to engage in this weird ass space that we live in. Just weird for no goddamn reason. But I'm learning to live my truth, and I'm gonna stick with my truth. And so I guess today's message is to honor your truth. Honor your truth. Also be willing to understand that in life we do change. You know, you'll wake up today at 35 or 25, and then tomorrow you'll wake up, you're 30. Hopefully you're not the same person. People do change. Things do change. But I want you to engage your truth, because the only way to get through is to go through. So no longer am I holding up a curtain in front of me. No longer am I allowing a bitch to put a curtain in front of me. And I have established boundaries. And like I'm striving not to cross the motherfuckers, I'm not letting nobody cross the motherfuckers, because I want a healthy space. I want a space of peace. I am tired of the motherfucking conflict. I'm tired of the drama, the backwards and the forwards. And I've arrived in a place where I also don't give a fuck about what people say about me and how they feel about the things I say, because I'm not living for nobody else. That's not what I'm here for. I'm not. And let me tell you, when I actually tried to live for people, I found out I was just spinning in motherfucking circles. I ain't never go nowhere. I mean, I traveled, but mentally and spiritually and physically, I was the fuck stuck. So I won't do that no more. And I don't recommend you do that. Now, whatever your truth is, deal with it, but get to the core of why that's your truth. I'm on a journey of discovery to figure out, well, I for this particular context, I understand where it comes from. The journey for me is now discovering why I choose to stay there. Especially if it's a thing that is no longer fulfilling. This thing ain't fulfilling to me no more. It's not fulfilling to me no more. This got to be the sloppiest goddamn pulled over by a cop and or governor official. Anyway, you know, I'm learning to discover what these things mean. And so what I urge you to do is to look in the mirror, consider yourself, consider your truths, consider the source of those truths, and be willing to accept the truth about you. And don't feel bad about it. I'm no longer embarrassed about the fact that I am sexually attracted to men, because if you've ever found that out about me and it caused you to side on me, bitch, fuck you too. Okay? God bless you. Because we not fighting. We not doing none of that. We too old for that. Right? Yeah, we keep our heads to ourselves nowadays. Because we don't like to get locked up. I got shit to lose. And so, I will not do it. But anyway, own your truth. Live loud, be bold. And when I say live loud, I'm not talking about be the loud person in the room. I'm saying be on purpose, be intentional. And don't never let nobody dim your shine. So that's all I had to say. I know y'all was not expecting that. I definitely was not here to offend. Hopefully, you know, your life will continue to be well. So I love y'all. I'm getting prepared for my day. You know, I'm finna be back out here in these beautiful metro out down the streets, and I'm finna get to, and gonna make that thing pop, pop, pop. And that's just what it's finna be. So I love y'all, and I talk to y'all. Bye.